Good morning. This is the Dan Gaffney Program Friday Live, brought to you by the Generator Guys, your Generac generator sales and service experts. And we're sitting here like we are most Friday mornings at Excellent Restaurant on Coastal Highway Rehoboth. And I'm with Jim DeMacher and Bill Sammons. Hello, gentlemen. Good to see you both.
Hey, great seeing you.
Jim and Bill are involved in something called the Active Retirement Network. You and maybe some colleagues, you came up with this, Jim. Tell us about the Active Retirement Network. What is it?
You know, I retired on November 30th of 2024, which was my mother's 100th birthday, if she had still been alive. So I wanted to make it a significant type of day.
Right.
And as we looked at it, and bottom line is 11,200 people retire every single day in the United States. And they kind of just disperse into the thin air. And you think about it, there's really no place for people, unless you live in a retirement community or something like that, there's really no place for them. So what we're doing is we're setting this up online, and then we'll have a local aspect of it as well.
What does it do?
What do? We do a lot of things. We're actually putting together a workshop right now for people that retire, because they go through the 4 different phases of retirement. And the second and third phase are phases where it's a lot of frustration. When you get to 4, it's kind of a relaxation. So you start out in the vacation phase, and then you realize, like I did after about 2 months, like, I don't know, I'm going to go out of my mind if I don't do something.
Right. I hear that a lot. So this is a real thing.
It's a real thing.
So you get tired of traveling to Florida or seeing whatever and doing all that stuff.
Right.
Or going on the cruise or two.
Exactly.
And then what? What's the next phase?
And then what happens is, well, the different phases, you kind of get a little depressed. And it's like, what am I going to do with all this free time? And then the bottom line is, we're creating we have what we call a provider and a member. If you're a provider, you provide services to different members, and everyone's got a talent. You know, they've done their entire lives. Like Bill was on the radio. Bill has his passion is video and drones. So we're doing some great videos. Bill's a master at that. We're doing some great videos, and we've done like a drone video. Bill's got his drone license.
It's just like training for retired people, or classes for retired people to find a new passion.
Exactly. Like you reignited your passion with Magic Show,
right? Which
I went and saw, and I thought was fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. So I get that. And so you're providers. There are a lot of people out there with a lot of skills, a lot of knowledge. They're imparting it to their fellow retirees. And then what's the other one? The consumer of it.
To be a member.
Member.
You know, as we build this out, and by the way, this is our kickoff to you've been an inspiration to me for a long time, to my partner, Dan, and myself. And then someone like Bill Sammons comes along, and that's a story all to itself. It's just been such a big, we're ready to go. We're getting ready. We're starting to build our Facebook group. We've got a website. We even have people in other cities who are interested in doing an active retirement in that city.
That's big. Active Retirement Network gives you a little taste of what it might be about. Bill Sammons on our microphone today. Gosh, good to see you.
Hey, good to see you, Dan.
Bill and I have known each other for many, many years. Have been friends. You were the morning radio host at several different radio stations. And most recently, The Bridge. And it's so great. You find yourself now in retirement.
Yeah, soon be 2 years. And I wasn't
been through the vacation phase.
Yeah, I didn't realize there were 4 stages until I started going through them. And my first 6 months, my parents both passed away, and I spent my first 6 months going through their house and cleaning up and doing all the things that have to be done. And then I had the vacation, and then I was like, I nobody called me for my opinion anymore or my advice, or you know what I mean. And I felt this sense of loss that I hadn't anticipated, I guess. And then I decided I needed to find something not only to keep my mind active and busy, but something that had kind of purpose and meaning. And I somehow stumbled across these 2 guys that were starting, and I love startups. I love helping start things. And so I got really excited because part of my life mission is to connect people to each other. That's one of the things I like doing. And that's one of the goals of this, is to help retired people connect and help each other. So I kind of got excited that I can help them get us started.
Right. And people that don't know you have an incredible background in video production, and this fits perfectly with.
Yeah, I've been able to kind of use my my love for doing video to have a purpose and help get this launched.
What do you think the future is of this active retirement network? Can you kind of tell us how it's set up a little bit from your point of view?
Yeah, I mean, Jim and Dan, Dan is his business partner who's in Florida right now, are the two brainchilds behind this. They're both retired, put this together. And so I'm kind of along just as a support. But I think the plan, and Jim can correct me, is Delmarva is going to be the model of this. So we're going to see if this works. And in a year or so, if it's as successful as we think it will be, it can then be replicated all around the country. And in fact, they have some people in other areas in Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina. They're ready to do this once they give them the green light and say, let's go. And it really kind of fills a void. There's a lot of resources out. If you want to spend all day on the internet looking for things, this brings it all together, and it brings us as retired people all together. I think it's especially going to be helpful for people that are either thinking about retirement or are newly retired. There is so many things you have to think about, consider finances being a huge one, and that's one of the components of this is to help with that.
Let me ask you kind of the obvious question. After you start going through this phase, Bill, do you wish you hadn't retired, or
No.
did you? Well, because it almost sounds like you have retirement regret.
No, I don't. No,
And not just you, but
right.
any people.
I understand that. Yeah. No, I wouldn't say it's regret. I think it's just realizing that it's a new phase, and what does that look like? And maybe some people are happy just cruising and playing golf. But if you've been busy and productive and you still feel like you have something left to give, the Active Retirement Network can help you kind of figure out what that is.
And am I right or wrong, if you are a retiree who is on the golf course daily and you like that, you might learn on the Active Retirement Network golf tips for senior golfers or something. Would that be, am I right in that?
You are right. We have 5 different phases. We have, five pillars. The first pillar is health, which I think is the number one thing. If you don't have your health, what do you have? Right. The next one is money, lifestyle, giving back, and I can't think of it. And just why can't I think of it? I'm sorry. I'm not a big person.
We have a class for that. It's called Rekindling Your Memory. I'm kidding. I'm just joking.
I mean, I just believe that badly. I can remember that any other time.
It's hard. So these pillars are all part of what you're doing. So, and again, you may find yourself a person who is a teacher, or like you say, a provider, and you would be able to join this as a provider, or you would be more of a...
Exactly. And you could work as much or as little as you want. And the point is, I think probably my guess is, 90 to 95% will just go here just to find things. And then there's going to be the 5 to 10% of everyone that do want to get something that they can offer a service, whether it's paid or free or whatever the case.
As a startup, what do you need right now? What's in?
Wow.
Don't say money. But no, I mean, what is it you need from the public? Most.
We need people, first of all, just to like and follow the Facebook page. Just go to Active Retirement Network on Facebook, or go to our website. And then as we build this out, you're going to, we're going to build an email list and things like that.
So do we go to activeretirementnetwork.com?
Or I would recommend, just like I said, joining the Facebook group, which is Active Retirement Network. Just go and put it in the search, Active Retirement Network.
We're going to do it. I hope our listeners do this. Active Retirement Network. And when you do that, you're going to know this is a locally based, a Delmarva-based startup venture, and your joining can help it grow and perhaps make it a success.
Exactly. I've watched your listened to your program for years and years, and I've always been motivated by you, and you've been a big part of actually getting this off the ground with you and not even knowing it. I remember I run into you several times. My wife and I
remember those conversations.
And I would pitch, and one of these days, I think you're probably thinking, he's never going to share this thing. I'm sure he's I think I have a lot of friends in Texas.
A couple of times I've asked you, hey, Jim, did you start that thing yet? No, not yet, but you are starting it. And the fact that Bill Sammons is involved means you're really having.
Yes.
Really have.
That was a big motivator to me, too, because believe me, you have those moments when you're trying to start something and you're like, nobody's believing you. They're like, what are you talking about? What is this all about? And then to run into Bill Sammons was like, it was amazing that we ran into Bill, and I kept looking at Bill Sammons. Now, why does Bill Sammons want to do this? But it just shows you that everyone has a past that they've done something that they can bring to the table. So what we're looking for are providers, and we're looking for members, and we will, we're actually going to have our own little community. So,
Active Retirement Network. Go on Facebook, and you'll learn more about it. Next text. Hi, Dan. A friend retired 3 years ago and complained and regretted retiring too quickly. Here's lots of stories about retirement. Next text. Man, it is so good to hear Bill's voice on the air again. Our friend Josh, the chainsaw carver.
Oh, yeah. I just.
He'll be carving a likeness of Bill Sammons this afternoon out of an oak tree.
Have you seen his work?
Yeah, it's cool, right?
He is amazing.
did you see his wife?
Yeah, he's something. Well, Bill, anything you want to tell us in closing today about Active Retirement Network?
No, I would say we're really trying to get people to join the Facebook group, and then we're going to do this workshop hopefully in January. It's probably, I think at this point, planning to be an online thing. Is that the way we're going to do that? Yeah. And we're going to walk through all those steps. You've heard of the phases of grief, and it's a real thing, and it's the same with retirement. I don't regret retiring, but I'm glad I have found some things, and this is one of them. It gives me a reason to get up in the morning and keeps my mind active, and it makes me feel like I'm doing something that matters.
Yeah, totally understand it. Totally get it. Good to talk to you, Bill.
Too, Dan. Thank you.
Wow. I've been a guest on your show. Have you ever been a guest on my show?
No, I think so.
Yeah, I think so. We have spoken to each other as morning
a few times
as morning guys.
Yeah.
Well, I'll agree with this guy. It's great to hear Bill's voice on the air again. It's great to see Jim 𝐀𝐜𝐭𝐢𝐯 again. These guys are very passionate about what they're doing. You can help out by going to that Facebook group, Active Retirement Network. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.